Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier have one of the most intense rivalries in UFC history. From an offhand comment that sparked years of personal animosity to multiple high-stakes showdowns in the Octagon, their conflict has transcended the sport and captivated fans. This feud has been marked by brawls, trash talk, and incredible bouts. But after all these years, there's still no definitive resolution.
Expect very malicious, violent things to happen.
It all began in 2010, backstage at UFC 121. At this time, Jon Jones was already on the rise, a 23-year-old prodigy with a unique fighting style. Jones was confident, perhaps too much so for Daniel Cormier, an Olympic wrestler who had only recently transitioned to MMA.
He just said a couple things like, you know, you look like you can wrestle, go get cauliflower on the other side, maybe you can get a takedown against me. And my whole thing was it just came off so off-putting because he didn't know who I was.
At the time, though, it wasn't clear that this conversation would lead to a legendary feud. But the seeds were planted, and soon enough, tensions would rise. At the time of UFC 121, their careers couldn't have been more different. Jones was already being hailed as the next big thing in MMA. His unorthodox striking, reach, and grappling made him a nightmare for opponents. Cormier, meanwhile, was a relative newcomer to MMA after his decorated amateur wrestling career. After missing out on Olympic gold, his transition into the UFC felt like a second chance at greatness. In many ways, Cormier's story is that of a self-made man, scrapping his way to the top after a wrestling career filled with near misses. Although they were not yet scheduled to fight, the animosity was beginning to boil over. Jones, now the youngest UFC champion in history after defeating Mauricio Shogun Rua, was solidifying his dominance. Cormier was still in Strikeforce, but his performances there, especially his victory in the heavyweight Grand Prix, showed he was ready for a bigger stage. In the lead-up to their first fight, Jones and Cormier took to Twitter, a new frontier for fighters to engage in verbal combat.
True, he DM'd you on Twitter?
He did today. He direct messaged me somehow. I don't know how he did that. He said, I hope you're ready to come to daddy. So I wrote back, I am, and I'm gonna beat you up. He needs to be able to do everything. He's a well-rounded fighter, but it's pointless. Don't wrestle. No matter what you do between now and that fight is gonna change the outcome of that department of the fight.
As me and Daniel were walking towards each other, I knew that it was going to be one of those face-offs when we got right into each other's faces. He felt the need to karate chop me in the throat. Instinctually, I reacted. I just think we both acted really immaturely up there. You know, I think things just escalated way too fast. So I definitely want to take the time to apologize to all my fans that I may have let down. I wanted to apologize to the MGM.
I'm not afraid of Jon Jones in any way, shape, or form. So he's not going to come in there and try and bully me. That's not going to happen. It goes to show your level of education that you count that as a fight.
I whooped your ass.
Well, I'm glad you won this one because you're not winning the next time I get my hands on
I
you.
whooped your ass just now.
If you can bring a dog fight to me, please do it.
There's nothing you can do to stop me, Daniel Cormier. Expect very malicious, violent things to happen. Hey, are you still there?
I actually admire that you can actually be this fake and like when the TV comes on, how you can just change.
Thank you.
You're the scum of the earth. You are a terrible human being, but you can sure turn it on. John, can you hear that, John?
Yep, we'll get a look at you in here because you're the subject after all.
It's good to have you both via Skype. How are you feeling now towards DC? Can you not wait to get in the Octagon against this guy?
Man, to be honest, I can't wait to get in the Octagon with him. I can't wait to go out there and win this fight, do what I gotta do.
Well, I think what helps is that we're here.
I believe that this fight, for me, is bigger than Daniel Cormier. It's about what I set out to do a long time ago, and that's be the greatest of all time.
Gentlemen, we appreciate.
Hey, to me it sounds like he just believes everything that all of his best. White, this is my Jon Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Rockhold. Jon Jones, 6'4", can't dunk a basketball, so who's the athlete?
There you go.
What was it like up there?
It was okay, I guess. I had to actually I swear to God, I had to fight my hands not to just grab him by the neck and choke his ass again. I'm glad you were talking. Yeah? Yeah, you'll be talking Saturday when I'm beating your ass. Hey, when I'm beating your ass Saturday. Show me on Saturday that I suck. Hey, show me I suck.
You suck. UFC 182 finally delivered what fans had been waiting for. Jones versus Cormier inside the Octagon. The fight was highly anticipated, not just for the personal stakes, but for the incredible skill of both fighters. Cormier came into the fight undefeated, confident he could finally humble Jones. Jones, meanwhile, was looking to solidify his dominance over a new challenger.
Kick to the body. Jon able to get just out of the way. DC strikes. It looks like that one landed, but a good uppercut by Cormier. Good kick by Jones. That one was significant. Those elbows are so nasty. They're so sharp. Well, he's just so, nice kick by DC. Looking to trip that back leg. It's just so hard to reach it. Jon's so tall. Wow. Good takedown defense by Jones. Cormier 86, Jones 81, plus that one. Big kick by Jon. That's how close this fight truly is. Look at this. Jon taking down DC. Second takedown against Cormier in his career. This ultimate grudge match. Look at this. Goes the distance. Jon just raises his arms up and then left hooks Daniel because the fight had not ended yet. But Daniel hit him after the buzzer.
Jon Jones!
For 5 rounds, the two went at it. While Cormier had his moments, particularly in the clinch, Jones's length, striking, and wrestling proved too much. In a surprising twist, Jones out-wrestled Cormier, taking him down multiple times, a psychological blow to the Olympic wrestler. After 25 minutes, Jones emerged victorious by unanimous decision. Despite Jones's victory, the rivalry didn't cool down. Cormier was devastated, but he vowed to come back stronger.
I don't know how to judge a fight, so I know I lost, and Jon won. That's pretty much all it boils down to. It doesn't matter if it's closer or if it's not. He won the fight. This is not gonna ruin me. But one way or the other, I'm gonna stand across the cage from that man again, and I'll believe just as I did tonight, and I'll take the fight to him again, I guess.
Adding fuel to the fire shortly after the fight, Jones tested positive for cocaine. While it didn't change the outcome of the fight, it gave Cormier and his supporters ammunition to question Jones's legacy and discipline. Just a few months after his victory over Cormier, Jones was involved in a hit-and-run incident that led to his arrest and eventual suspension from the UFC. This scandal saw him stripped of his light heavyweight title, leaving the division without its reigning king. Daniel Cormier, now the top contender, stepped up to fight Anthony Johnson for the vacant belt at UFC 187. Cormier won via submission, becoming the new UFC light heavyweight champion. However, his victory was bittersweet. Cormier, a champion now, still felt like he hadn't truly earned his spot at the top. For many, the light heavyweight title didn't truly belong to DC until he beat Jones in the cage. Jones was supposed to return from his suspension in a rematch with Cormier at UFC 200 in July 2016. The stage was set for an epic showdown, with Cormier looking to finally beat his rival and cement his place as the true champion. But just days before the fight, Jones was pulled from the event due to a doping violation. Cormier was devastated.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Dan, come on. Is there anything I can do? I'll sign a release and we can just fight. Can't do it.
After years of heated exchanges and delays, Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier finally met again at UFC 214 in July 2017. This rematch had immense stakes. Jones was determined to regain his light heavyweight title and solidify his legacy, while Cormier was out to prove that his reign as champion was legitimate.
I was a child, I
just so in love with the narrative.
I didn't get stripped of my championship.
I'm a good person. And Jon, you are a bad person.
When I was a man,
We may see Jon become the person that he's always tried to convince us that he is.
always keep him on a lead.
Expect fireworks. This is going to be a great fight. Just a second ago, we almost went at it back behind the curtain, so I got a feeling just the lead up to this fight, and it's just going to be a great fight.
You've had to take some ownership for what's happened over the years. When you look at DC, is he a legitimate champion? Is that the real belt over there?
Fuck no. You never beat me.
You know what happened behind the stage? He's a bitch. He's a bitch. He's a bitch ass.
Guy that had you crying.
Hey,
who was the bitch backstage?
Hey, he's a bitch ass.
You're hugging Cain Velasquez, crying on his shoulder.
Are you back, junkie?
I'm back. I'm back. This junkie had you crying.
You're a knob.
Junkie whooped your ass, Daniel Cormier.
You're a junkie. And you're going to have to show me.
I already did.
You're going to have to show me.
I already did.
You know what's the beauty in me being the competitor I am? I forgot about that. I'm about to whip your punk ass.
Oh, you forgot about it?
I'm going to beat your punk ass. Is this guy gonna mess this up again by doing steroids or snorting cocaine or sandblasting prostitutes? What's this guy gonna do? What's this guy gonna do to mess this up this time?
Back-to-back weekends. Cocaine one, your ass the next. It was great.
Hey,
Anthony Johnson gave him that win.
Hey, so wait.
Anthony
if
Johnson
I haven't
gave
shown him anything, at least I've been around to show something. Where the fuck has he been?
That is true.
Where's this guy been? Jon, who are you to say? Who are you to say who's a champion? You're some guy that doesn't even fight. You're damn near retired, son. You're barely coming back. How are you gonna tell somebody something? You're a retired man. Shut your ass up.
Feel good about today. Last hard practice here at this gym anyway. And I just think about my enemies, Fatigue and that boy DC.
Champ is here.
I really enjoy being hands-on with my social media. It's a direct communication between me and my fan base. That's what you're gonna see July 29th. And the new, and still, and always was.
This fight is the most important fight in his life. He's just super focused.
I can be fat, I could not have a six-pack, but my dick works. My dick works. I love this game. Like, I love this game. I love this sport more than anything. We've never really known Jon to suffer defeat. The fact that his identity has been so closely tied to being UFC champion, it's been so long now since he's been the champion. I really don't care what becomes of Jon Jones.
You see the discrepancy in height, but it's the reach that everybody's talking about, and rightfully so. A 12-inch advantage with the challenger, Jon Jones.
Clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good. Step back. Good luck.
Cormier checking the kicks very well right off the bat. See if he catches it.
Takedown for Jon Jones.
Not quite. No
Right
control.
back up to his feet. He's having a hard time reaching Jon. Oh, drop that on that kick. He's hurt.
DC was stunned by that head kick. Jones trying to press the issue here. Trying to
That's it. He's out. He's out.
Jon Jones has done it. How about it?
Wow. And DC is still down. That was brutal.
And now, and again, the new undisputed UFC.
You let your peers down, your co-workers down, you let yourself down. It's never over.
As long as you never quit, it's never over. I'm back here. Oh, yeah.
You caught him with his head kick. And this is what started all off. Perfectly placed head kick.
I want to take this time to thank Daniel Cormier for being my biggest rival and motivator. Daniel Cormier, guys.
Congratulations, Jon. I hope your life from now on is nothing but good.
Just weeks after UFC 214, shocking news broke. Jon Jones had tested positive for the anabolic steroid turinabol. This was Jones's second doping violation, and the UFC quickly stripped him of the title. The California State Athletic Commission overturned the result of the fight, changing it to a no contest. Cormier was reinstated as the UFC light heavyweight champion. Jones's failed test further tarnished his legacy and gave Cormier and his supporters more fuel to question Jones's accomplishments. Cormier, though, expressed mixed emotions as he didn't feel like a true champion without defeating Jones cleanly in the cage. The story of Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier is not just about who was the better fighter, but about pride, redemption, and the human flaws that make even the greatest champions vulnerable. It's a story that will continue to spark debates for years to come.